Is this streaming? Are we recording? Hey guys, welcome back. We're playing Genshin Impact. I have a new 5-star to play with. Also I have Chickadee to play with. The long-haired cat. I have Kaching, which is how I'm going to pronounce her name, because for what little Chinese I know, that's how you pronounce her name, is Kaching. She doesn't have animal ears. That's just how her hair be. And it's fucking badass. I like her a lot. I'm glad to have her. Let's start playing the game. An organization known as Wang Xing. Upon your return from visiting the abductee, you discover that the Qi Xing have hidden the Geo Archon vessel away. The child promised he'd find someone to break the stalemate, so he paid another visit to Northland Bank. Let's teleport there. Yo, Koji! You missed what I said, what? About the Buccaneers? Or I texted Koji about the Buccaneers game. Fucking Tom Brady winning on a fucking field goal. Koji and I are tight like that. Fucking get jealous. The other thing? What are you talking about? Oh, I have a new 5-star character to play with. Her name is, I'm guessing it's pronounced Kaching, because it's Chinese, and Q's are spelled with the CH sound, and I'm pretty sure her name is Kaching, and she seems badass. She has a great sword, and she looks like she has animal ears, but that's just how her hair be. That's just how her hair be. So that's Kaching. She's new to the party. Oh, is there a side quest over here? Should I do the side quest or should I do the main quest? Let's do the main quest. I'll do the side quest later. I was hanging with my friend Nicole. Friend is loose, obviously, because she is my dog walking client. So take that as you will. But we are also friends, even though she pays me to walk her dog like I will tomorrow. Inner Northland Bank. And I made a new friend who plays D&D on Wednesdays and invited me to play, but we'll see how the DM handles that. There was some random guy who told us how good we did at karaoke and was like, I'm not into football, I'm more into D&D and Magic the Gathering. And I'm like, I'm into Magic the Gathering and D&D and also football. And we kind of got together that way. And he talked about his D&D group. So he was pretty drunk, but and we'll see how he feels tomorrow. Ekaterina.
Welcome, friend of child, and congratulations on the first day of your illustrious career with the Fatui.
I had no intention of joining the Fatui.
You sound remarkably sure of yourself. Remember, we are mere mortals. Our ideas are fluid like water. Only the Tsaritsa truly has a will as solid as the permafrost. But back to the matter at hand. Child tells me that he has upheld his end of your agreement.
Oh, has he?
What agreement? Oh, the thing about him helping us find a guy?
Correct.
Sorry.
Child promised he would find someone to break the stalemate. And the Harbingers do not break their promises lightly.
So I'm partly drunk. But, like, I still don't trust Child. Because he's part of the Fatui. Like, why they gotta wear masks all the time?
Ah, where is that guy anyway?
In a dark cell by himself.
Child is currently at Lioli Pavilion.
Lioli Pavilion?
Oh, Paimon knows this one. Ahem. There are two styles of cooking in Liyue, known as Li style and Yue style. They have been competing for centuries, but neither has emerged as the clear winner. The flagship restaurant of the Li style is the Lioli Pavilion. The owner especially chose to open the restaurant at Feiyuan Slope so they could compete face-to-face with the Shinue Kiosk, which is the flagship restaurant of the Yue style.
Trust you to only know these sorts of things.
Don't talk to Paimon like that! Anyway, Paimon's hungry. Let's get moving.
Welcome to the Northland Bank.
Did I not call it, by the way, Koji? When the Buccaneer, like, they gave the Buccaneers too much time, I was like, here comes Brady. And he's going to get in field goal range. I didn't expect him to throw away the ball 3 or 4 times so they can stay in field goal range. But I knew Brady was good enough in the 2-minute drill to... It was like a minute 40 was left. And the Buccaneers had to get in field goal range to win. That was a much closer game than it should have been. I think it's first game of the year jitters. No, Laney. Ask him why he thinks the Buccaneers Cowboys game was so close. I think it's because of first game jitters. Hey, Lainey. Here's your boyfriend, Child. He's a good boyfriend, but I don't trust him.
Aha, you made it.
He shows a little bit of his belly, but not enough to be gay, and so, like, I'm just, like, side-eyeing him.
As promised, I found someone who can help you. Someone who can solve the mystery of why the Liyue Qixing would hide the Geo Archon's vessel.
Sorry, that was a lot of weird phrasing for you to follow, Lainey. Liyue is where we are. The Qixing, he says he only watched the last quarter, but if he had to say it was a battle of the quarterbacks and the game was played around them, I would say that's actually a very good point. Yeah, that's totally it. Like, it was 100% Dak Prescott versus Tom Brady. And Tom Brady had the same amount of yards as Dak Prescott, but in half the time. So he had more long-range yardage. But he also had 2 interceptions versus Dak's 1. So... But in the end, the Buccaneers won. So, you know, it's hard to say who really won that battle. Because they had about the same amount of yardage. Looking at the Chinese names, this game is made in China, so it made me learn about Chinese names. Any Chinese followers who can tell you us here? No. I have a German follower, and I have a Filipino follower. who's been on me on this quest. And I told him about you. He asked how to translate na sim, which is like sour. Na sim, which is Filipino for sour. He said he didn't like the Filipino language, even though he lives in the Philippines. Alright, so we are in Liwei. The Qixing, or the Qixing, I can't remember how it's pronounced, are kind of like the ruling class. And Geo Archon means the stone god. Yeah, he doesn't like the Filipino language for some reason. He's very good at English. Like, he started learning English at like 7, so he's very good. He spelled it with 2 A's, na-sim, or something like that. He was trying to describe the taste of tofu. Which I don't think tofu is sour. I think that's just a translation issue. Like, maybe na-sim means more umami. You know what I mean? Like, the Filipino na-sim means the more Japanese umami. Maybe that's it? I don't know what he was trying to get at. I think those Filipinos are sadly taught to hate themselves. I used to be the same. I blame colonialism and being taken over too much. Yeah, that's a good point. How do you feel about the French? Do you idolize, like, as a Filipino woman, do you kind of idolize the French culture? Or do you see it as oppressors of your cultural heritage? I thought I meant salty, but I don't speak Tagalog. I don't know how to pronounce that, by the way. I say Tagalog. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, or is it Tagalog? It sounds too much like the English tag-along. Like, hey, you're gonna tag along on this journey? It sounds too much like that. But you don't speak Tagalog. Alright, it's not Tagalog. I'm waiting. Tagalog. Like a Hebrew, like that kind of, like G? Like a Hebrew, like, or like, no, not like a Hebrew, but Tagalog. Sorry, I'm sorry to... I'm just a half-drunk white person trying to learn the name of the Filipino language. I'm gonna look it up, and Google Translate is gonna tell me how to pronounce it. Oh, Koji texted me. Fucking Brady, man. Undoubtedly and respectively the GOAT. Fuck him, though. Yeah, that's how I feel, Koji. Like, how dare he be 44 and arguably the best quarterback in the game still? Like, how dare he? Like, doesn't he know that time should pass? Like, every other great quarterback, like Brett Favre or Peyton Manning, has, like, allowed time to pass, but Tom Brady is just like the exact same. And he kisses his son on the lips, which is Okay, I had an argument about this. Godlog. Tagalog. I mean, that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. Lainey, is it weird as a father to kiss your son on the lips when they're like 9 years old? I think that's weird. No, I want to hear your perspective. I want to hear what your perspective is. Because he has a German supermodel wife. That might be where he got it from. Maybe it's a European thing. I never kiss my parents on the lips. But that might be a southern, like, repress your feelings type of Baptist cultural heritage. I never kiss my parents or family on the lips. Well, honestly, I think kissing anyone on the lips who isn't a partner is weird, but also it's cultural. I get that. His wife is German, but he's American. And he knew the camera was on him. The camera was on him while he was getting a massage. While he was getting a back massage, topless. And his son, he asked his son to come in for a kiss on the lips. Sorry about the cat. And that's on tape. So, as a Southern American who grew up very religious, I think that's weird as fuck. But it might not be to a European family. You know, like his wife is Giselle Bündchen. So I think she's German. She might be Swedish. I don't know if that's a thing. I just want to find things about Tom Brady to not like. Europeans are very kissy. I wouldn't say the Scandinavians are. More the Southern Europeans, the Spanish and the French and the Italian. I would say they're very kissy. I don't know about the Germans, but I'm pretty sure the Danish and the Dutch don't kiss that much. There's no lapis in Dutch. That's a French thing, and an Italian thing. But I don't know about Germany. So should I let it go as just like a weird European thing that the family does? Or should I be like, no, fuck you, Tom Brady. You're weird. Because I'm trying to find any type of fault in this 44-year-old man who is playing better than almost anybody in his position has ever played at a professional American sport. I'm trying to find fault in this man. And the only thing I can come up with is that he kisses his son on the lips. So let me have this! No, fuck you, Tom Brady. I tried to explain the hate to Tom Brady, of the hate of Tom Brady, to Nicole, the friend that I went out karaoke with. And she did not understand. She was like, no, I want to cheer for Tom Brady. He's 44 years old and he's still, like, one of the best out there. Like, I want to cheer for him. And you're like, you don't understand football. You don't, it's not fair. It's just not fair that so many of our football heroes had to succumb to the passage of father time And yet Tom Brady gets to just live on with no injuries and no concussions and no debility to his playing ability. You know, like, it's just not fair that so many of our football heroes had to retire at 32 while he's still playing at 44. It's just not fair. I think that's why me and Koji hate Tom Brady. It just, from what we know about the history of football, it's just not fair. Alright, back to the game. So, Liyue is where we are. Qixing are the ruling class, and the Geo Archon is the Earth God. If he knowingly behind Deflategate, which is probably likely. See, I don't know much about Deflategate. Koji, you're back, I'm assuming? Because this does not sound like Laney talk. I don't know if he's knowingly behind Deflategate. I don't know enough about Deflategate to give a good answer. Honestly, it would color my impression of him. Playoff intel shadiness, like spying other teams and stuff. It would color my impression of him, but it would not make me hate him more or less. You know what I mean? If he was behind Deflategate, and if, you know, like, if he was behind Deflategate, like, yeah, I would just like, oh, he's kind of dirty too. But, like, I would also just be like, I hate you. The same amount. I would not fluctuate up or down either way. Spying on other teams during the playoff and working with Belichick. But he kind of silenced haters by doing the damn thing with Tampa Bay, didn't he? Like, in the same year where Belichick was categorically awful. In the same year where he had one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time in his prime, Cam Newton. It wasn't his prime when he played for the Patriots, but in his prime for the Panthers, he was one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time. He had the chance to keep winning, but he just didn't. It just makes me think that Tom Brady is somehow some quarterback god. And I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. I don't want Tom Brady to be my god. Aaron Rodgers can be my god. I'm fine with that because Aaron Rodgers is... I was about to say Aaron Rodgers has put in the time, but Tom Brady has put in the time. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the cleft chin. Maybe it's something about his perfect cheekbones and cleft chin that I'm just like, fuck you. Because, like, you compare Aaron Rodgers, who's been in the game, he is a quarterback god. I don't... Yeah, I know. I hate saying that, but he is. He is a quarterback god. And so is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not a disciple of Tom Brady, but he's a god in his own right. But he just can't... He doesn't have the personnel around him, or something is off where he just can't finish it out like Tom Brady can. And that's why I hate Tom Brady. I think that's particularly why. Because Aaron Rodgers has been in this game for 17 years in the same organization, which might be his downfall. It might be the organization is failing him. We saw that a bunch in the off season before veterans came back to training practice. I would argue that Aaron Rodgers has more charm than Tom Brady does. Tom Brady has a perfect cheekbones and a cleft chin. I would argue that Aaron Rodgers, even though he looks less handsome, has more charm than Tom Brady. I would argue that to my dying day. Aaron Rodgers is somebody you want to hang out with. Tom Brady feels like an alien. And I don't know why that is. Packers would be the ideal organization for a quarterback. That's what you would think. But they also were famously, like, Aaron Rodgers went on a press conference. I'm turning off my alarm for my night meds. He went on a press conference where he explained where, most quarterbacks in the league have some say, not final say, but some input in personnel changes. Whether they're hiring a new coach or whether, if they've been in the organization for 15 plus years, most quarterbacks have a seat at the table where they can give their input to letting players go, cutting players, or hiring new coaches. Aaron Rodgers never had a seat at the table, and that's what this whole offseason debacle was about. He wanted a seat at the table. He said he didn't want the final say. He wasn't that greedy. He wanted a say. He wanted an input into organizational meetings and stuff that affects his position directly. Stuff like cutting or trading people, or like what to do with veterans. That's what the whole offseason debacle was with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. He wanted what other quarterbacks already have, what undoubtedly Tom Brady already has. But the Packers organization is so trenched in tradition and old-fashionedness that they're like, you're a player, you don't get a say in our organizational things. You're paid to play, not to give your input. That's basically what the position the Packers had. If you want to look more about this up, watch the interview, not the interview, but the press conference debrief from Tom Grossi, host of Pack Action, Pack something Packer Nation. He does a podcast based on the Packers, which I enjoy. Yeah, you thought that Tom Brady has more charisma or charm by your phrasing than Aaron Rodgers, and I would heartily disagree. Aaron Rodgers is able to be the next Jeopardy host. I would challenge Tom Brady to host a game of Jeopardy, because that would be the funniest shit I have ever seen. He would be an alien looking at... No, Tom Brady does not have more charm. Oh, we are going to fight about this. Oh, have you heard Aaron Rodgers speak, my son? Koji? Are we going to fight about it? Is this what's going to break us apart? Is this what it's going to be, the line in the sand that neither of us can cross? Chippy boy, you get out of this. You're from Germany. Koji, we're better than this. Agree with me that Aaron Rodgers has more charm than Tom Brady. You're not from Jamaica. You went to Cal, I know the man. Back when he had a soul patch. That's totally... Okay, if we're all grading ourselves based on who we were in college... If we're basing ourselves on who we were in college, I would be a sex fiend who could not commit to relationships. Now I'm asexual and am only about those long-term relationships. So, like, we were different people in college. That was 17 goddamn years ago. Aaron Rodgers has gained some charm since his soul patch days. We're talking about American football quarterbacks, which might be a nonsense sentence to you, Chippy. What are you doing up so late? It is midnight for us. It should be like 7 a.m. for you. Are you up early? Wait. I thought you were in Germany. Chippy, where are you? Are you on the East Coast? Have you been fucking with me this entire time? You are not from Jamaica. It's honestly 12:05 in the Central Time Zone, which is in the center of America. And if you were anywhere, you'd be on the East Coast or West Coast. This is not the first. You are from Germany. You asked me about the Princess der Verruderten. I don't remember where it was. There's a princess in this game that's German. Is that you, Chippy boy? Oh yeah, Tom Brady has alien charm, but isn't that what a modern America is attracted to? Who has class charm like Aaron Rodgers does? Nope, Aaron Rodgers does! That's the point! Alright, I might be confusing you with somebody else, Chippy boy. I'm sorry. I might be confusing you with somebody else who... The problem I have is when new people come in to my stream on a certain game, I kind of lump them together. It's bad. It's not a good look. But I kind of lump them together, and I forget who is what. And so, if you're not from Germany, then I'm sorry that I thought you were from Germany, Chippy boy. You might be from the Central Time Zone, same as I am. But we're arguing about Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, two quarterbacks from American football. And are you from Jamaica? I'm not gonna... The fact that you put the laughing guy before that... Hey, Elo Fair, thanks for following. Alright, what's the capital of Jamaica? Okay, that was an easy one. Now you got it. Maybe you are from Jamaica. I don't know. If you are, that'd be cool. Jamaica seems like a very cool island. Quick response. Yeah, that was faster than I could Google it, but I'm also half drunk. So, yeah, should we listen to the child and what he has to say? He's been smiling politely at us for a while now. I know you had to respond quicker. I would say you were lying. I would say you Googled it. Should we talk to Child?
So, where is he? In Lioli Pavilion?
He certainly is. Come, I'll introduce you. I took the liberty of setting up a business dinner, as per the Liyue custom.
He says it weird. He doesn't say it I don't know if he says it the right way or not. I don't know enough about Chinese or Mandarin or Cantonese to know. I'm gonna keep going with leeway because that's easy for my American mouth to say, leeway. Because there's an English word, Leeway, leeway. I have not met Zongle. No. I just got Kaching, and that's her actual name. Is Kequ or Qing. Kaching. I just got her. She's a 5-star. She's awesome.
Welcome back, sir. You honor us with your patronage. Mr. Zhongli is awaiting your arrival in the room you booked.
Well. I guess we're about to meet Zhongli. Other Chinese boyfriend.
Hi.
I think I like the dark hair more. Is he also Fatui?
Allow me
Zhongli
to
is the
introduce
best.
Mr. Zhong Li, consultant to an organization known as Wang Sheng, and a trusted associate of the Fatui.
Associate of the Fatui?
Indeed, Wang Sheng's line of work can be sensitive at times. Let's just say they understand when discretion is needed.
Don't spoil things for me, Chippy Boy. If that's a spoiler, don't do that.
And we, the Fatui, have always been glad to do business with friends who walk in the shadows.
Walk in the shadows?
It is an honor to meet you. I have heard tell of you from Mondstadt.
I think I like Child's voice better, though. I like Zhongli's hair more. And his eyes are fucking awesome. But I like Child's voice.
Discretion? Shadows? Is
You're
Wang
fine,
Sheng
Chippy.
some kind of business involving dealing with people?
Indeed, it is as you have guessed. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor organizes burials. We ensure that those who pass on do so in peace.
Huh?
Did you think he was some sort of hired killer? The Fatui calls many such people friends, but the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does not dabble in such business. Well, ostensibly.
Paimon's the best. I like Paimon a lot. Even though she may have a very annoying voice, I think the voice actor for her did a very good job. Ostensibly.
Well, they are still... I shouldn't say too much. In any case, I brought you to meet Mr. Zhong Li because...
Because I can bring you to see Rex Lapis's vessel.
I gotta check out her Japanese voice.
What?
Next cutscene, I'll switch to Japanese.
Don't be so surprised. Sure, the Geo Archon's body has been squirreled away by order of the Tianquan Ningguang. But first, let's hear what Mr. Zhong Li has to say, shall we?
I don't know who I know who the Ningguang is. It's like the ruling class of the ruling class. But I don't know who the Tian Chuan is.
Rex Lapis may be the prime of Adepti, but he is ultimately an Adeptus. Many Adepti have left us over the millennia. This is the inexorable trend.
I am goddamn 31 years old. I don't know what inexorable means. I never used it in conversation. Do you guys know what inexorable means? By this context clues, I would think inevitable. But why don't you just use the word inevitable?
The times have changed. You must have felt it too when you were at Jueyun Karst.
It's true, the Adepti are staying away from Liyue.
As you have seen, the time of the Adepti is ending, and the time of mankind is slowly dawning. In years past, Liyue's tradition was that a huge memorial service be held to mark the passing of every Adeptus. But this time, the Qixing have made no attempt whatsoever to respect this tradition. It is sacrilege.
Well, they do have a deicide to deal with.
Yeah, the killer hasn't even been caught yet.
Deicide or not, the concern of the Wangsheng funeral parlor is this. When the ritual to receive this god is so kingly, it is all the more egregious for his final send-off to go unattended to.
By the way, deicide, I don't know if you know this, means death of a god, or murder of a god. Like homicide is murder of a man, or murder of man. Deicide is a deity murdered, so side.
Traveler, Child has told me a lot about you. Since you have had dealings with the Animo Archon, could I ask you to help me prepare the Geo Archon's last rites?
Child says too much.
Oh? In our line of work, this means that you want to silence me. How interesting. Draw your sword, we shall...
I'll kick your ass.
Just kidding. Let's continue, shall we? The Tianquan Ningguang has forbidden anyone from accessing Rex Lapis's vessel, which of course you would need to access if you were to achieve your goal of meeting all of the 7.
Okay, so as far as I'm understanding, there's 3 levels, or at least 2 levels of the Qixing. One is the Tianquan, and or 2 of them are the Tianquan, and the highest one is the Ningguang. Spermicide, pesticide, insecticide, exactly. Spermicide? Is that really where your mind went, Koji? I'm disappointed in you.
Precisely.
Joking.
Only by participating in the rite of parting will you be able to see the form of Rex Lapis again.
Looks like there's no other choice.
If we are agreed, come with me. We will speak of the details as we walk.
His suit is too tight. I don't know if I like him. You didn't really pay attention to the combo? You're like, oh, new boyfriend. Dark hair boyfriend.
All right, my bridge building work here is done. Turned out well, didn't it? You can go if you want to. Don't worry about me. I might just have a few more drinks and get acquainted with these things they call chopsticks in the meantime.
All right, Chippy boy, I have a question for you. If you are from Jamaica, can you tell me the meaning of bomba clot? Don't forget to switch Japanese, I won't. Onion? Trash cat? What are you doing? It's a curse word? Onion, you're in the way. God damn it. Options. Used it so many times, I really thought about the meaning. Okay, that makes me think. That makes me think of that you're actually from Jamaica. That you've used bomba clot so many times, you never thought about the meaning. It's, as far as I know, it's like it's just kind of like fucking bomba clot, fucking it's just a adjective or adverb. Wycliffe John would use it often. You're showing your white. I know you're not white, Koji, but you're showing your whiteness by saying Wycliffe John with OH. It's John, Jean. Jean. It sounds weird when I say Bomberta. Rev, hey, how's it going? Rev is my mod, one of my mods, and is always fucking banning people. I got a new follow from host 00312, which, and also STBN8R. Slow bot hunting? Mr. John. That's a follow bot? Okay, yeah. They didn't have the underscore behind them, but yeah. Okay, that's why I recognize Haas as being... Where the fuck are they? Who else has been weird? Civic Undy 99, CIVICKUNDE 99. You had to ban 30 of them yesterday in another channel? Oh, Zhongli, there you are.
旅人、神が去った城をその身で感じた後、リーユエという神のいる地を訪れ、お前はどう感じた？
I prefer the atmosphere in Mondstadt. I'm a basic white bitch.
なるほど。お前はそういう種類の旅人か。それも悪くない。しかし、神のいる地には3700年の歴史がある。お前はまだ全てを経験したわけではないかもしれない。
Zhongli does have a sexier voice in Japanese. I'm going to say that. Oh, this boy speaks Japanese. I'm waiting for Paimon to speak up. Yeah, I don't know. I like Child more than Zhongli because of Child's voice. Big Dong John.
総選儀式を準備する過程もお前の旅の一部となり、お前の見聞を広めることになるだろう。
This guy has a sexy Japanese voice. And Geodaddy. Stop spoiling. Chippy? I'm on to you. I know what you meant. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm joking, you're fine.
リーユエは七国で最も繁栄している国であり、神の鎮座や七星の統治がある。それゆえ、ファデュイの外交手段の多くはリーユエでは通用しない。
He pronounces it Liwe. or Liwei. So I feel vindicated that my American ass can only say Liwei. Am I interested? What? I can find a Japanese man to talk to you like that. With that, I mean, I've never heard you speak Japanese, Koji. Could you talk to me like that? After Zhongli released, everyone started putting the pillar on the statue and Mondstadt's crotch along with the Geo Traveler's rocks either side. Does your dad talk like that? I'll talk to your dad.
七星の一人である行幸は常にファデュイを警戒している。おそらくそれこそ孔子が王城堂の力を借りた理由かもしれないな。
I couldn't tell where he said Qi Xing, child, or Wang Xin, or Fatui. I just knew it was somewhere in there. When you reach AR 40, you can do his story quest and you use him as a trail, you see. Oh, okay.
総選儀式は講師にとって何のメリットがあるんだ？
Alright, Paimon finally spoke. Not a huge fan of it. Is it weird for that I think it's too high pitched? Newest nation released is Inazuma, based in Japan. Yeah, I heard about that. Liwei isn't bad. The nation is based on China. Yeah, I know it's not. I know, no, Rev, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about China or Japan. I just prefer how Mondstadt is kind of closed in. And it's more European. I didn't know you played this, Rev. But now we've heard Paimon. I think I prefer her English voice acting, to be honest.
それは知らないし、知りたくもない。俺にとってファデュイはあくまで資金援助をするだけの存在だ。俺の望みはリーユエの伝統が人々に忘れられないことにある。これは講師が提供してくれた最初の資金だ。使い切ったら彼に報告してまた資金をもらうといい。さあ行こう。儀式の準備の第一歩は神に釣り合う最高品質のよどまり石を見つけ出すことだ。
I didn't hear him say the word Noctilicus. I took Mandarin and his Mandarin accent is not good. For a Japanese man speaking Mandarin, you don't think it's good? Play the crap out of it, it's been taking a break. Oh, okay. You think her English voice is kind of annoying? I think her English voice is like it rides a tightrope, you know, where it could be like super annoying, like it could be like horrible, high pitched, like just like blood coming out of your ears, but I think she kind of rides that line of being like lovable and childish and self-assured but so wrong at times. Like there's still parts of her personality that I think fit the English voice actor a lot. Everyone's saying everyone has their own preference. I like the way Liwei looks, but the town layout for the vendors and crafting benches was a bit annoying. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like Mondstadt was just like all in one big town square, and Liwei is on two levels, you know? That's why I said I prefer Mondstadt. Alright, let's go back. Not that I prefer Chinese architecture over, or that I prefer European architecture over Chinese. That wasn't the question. It was just Mondstadt versus Liyue, which are two stereotypical cities built. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, she's just emergency food. I mostly made Ningguang and Child, though before I started my break, I had picked up Ayaka. I was using her a lot. But I had also been waiting for Ayaka for a long while. Like since launch, because Ayaka had been in the closed beta since the launch. Oh, that's sad. I don't have Ningguang. I have Zhongling. Is that close? Moonfinger. I only have Amber on my team because she's a bow user, and I'm stuck because fucking Alloy, who should be my main bow user, I can't fucking ascend because all she needs Inuzuma shit to ascend, and so she's stuck at level 20 like a dumb bitch. I'm joking. Please don't clip that. Ningguang can be basically, there's a reason some of the community refers to her as Pocket 5-star. Yeah, you have to wait 2.2 if you're playing PC. And you don't even get her for free. I think you only get her in wish form. I already played with Alloy a bit, and she is so beastly in regards to just freezing people for a long ass period of time. Like I was in the Spiral Abyss, and I was down to Alloy because I couldn't heal, and she was down to 17 health, 1-7, and it was her and a Pyro Abyss Mage. Almost twice her level. Like I think he was level 30, she was level 20, and she kept him frozen for that entire time to whittle down his health till I almost ran out of time, but I was able to squeak by. So Alloy is beastly even at level 12 or level 20. It's going to be free in 2.2 for PC people. Oh, cool. Ningguang can be just absolutely brutal when built. Especially after that first constellation makes her normal attacks do AoE damage. Okay, so that's a question I had about constellations. It says they can only be acquired through wishes. Is that true? Albedo the best though. Geo Catalyst user and has the longest cast range of any of the casters. I can only get like one person Stella Fortuna, and it's a 4-star item, so I can only get like one per wish. Yeah, the Traveler gets shit all day. I mean, not in the Geo form, but in the Alamino form. Whatever it's called. Shitao.
Welcome to the Jade Mystery, my good friends. Would you like to try your luck betting on Jade? This could be your lucky day. It's cheap and it's fun, and who knows, you just might strike it rich.
Oh, you get Stella Fortuna by getting duplicates of the characters. Oh. Okay. Since I'm just starting out, I'm not seeing Stella Fortuna because I'm not seeing very many duplicates of the characters. That makes sense.
Betting? No, we're here for... what was it again?
See, I like Paimon because she's, like, just dumb enough where her high-pitched voice is not grating. When you get duplicate, you would get some Star Glitter and Stella Fortuna until you have max Constellation, and then you would get 5-star Glitter, which is basically a wish refund. Very cool. Thanks, Rev.
Noctilucous Jade, of radiant grade at the very least.
Yeah, I don't like Zhongli's English voice actor. His Japanese voice actor was much sexier.
Radiant grade, Noctilucous Jade? I see. You're not a tourist. My apologies. I have some here for your perusal. What do you think? The Jade Mystery is an old name in the jade business. Just look at that wonderful quality. Rex Lapis doesn't often bless us with such finery. Go on, pick whichever one you like.
A second, I'm fat, so I have to take off my belt. Alright, we're good. You didn't send me a message in Genshin? Did it just say that you did?
These 3 pieces really do look pretty. Not like the ones you usually dig up.
You like Zhongli's English voice? Compared to his Japanese voice, it's just not as... There's not as much gravitas there. You know what I mean? It's like the difference between... I mean... Ooh, how do I say this without being racist? Ooh, I'm on slippery ground. Never mind. I was about to compare Samuel L. Jackson to somebody, but I didn't know who to compare to him without being racist. Because all black people sound the same, of course. Say it. I was gonna say Samuel L. Jackson versus the guy from Training Day. Denzel Washington. Like, yeah, they're both great actors, and I like the English voice for Zhongli, but Samuel L. Jackson has more, I don't know, gravitas is the best way I can put it. Or if you prefer James Earl Jones versus Denzel Washington, both amazing actors, kings of their craft, but James Earl Jones has more gravitas. I was gonna say Leonard Washington, but that's just Dave Chappelle character. They all get annoying after you hear them for a while. Was that racist to compare to? I mean, I didn't mean it as like 2 black actors are equivalent. You know what I mean? I'm half drunk, so I'm like trying not to be racist really hard because white people just be racist sometimes. That's just the fact. That's just a B.
But how do we pick? Should we just grab one and go?
Just competing voices. Okay. Rev, are you black? I would say like a black person would be able to tell if I was racist or not. I shouldn't even mix that's like 3 generations back. Okay. I shouldn't keep going on about it. I just compared 2 actors. Whether or not they're black had nothing to do with it. Just one has more gravitas than the other, even though they're both considered great actors. The fact that they're both black doesn't mean anything. True American mutt. I should have just said that instead of like being afraid that I was racist. My whiteness came out that I was just like afraid of being racist just because I was contrasting 2 black people. You know what I mean? Like, I was about to say you know what I mean, but we have Koji, we have Rev, we have Chippy. You guys don't know what I mean. Unless you're white, and then maybe you know what I mean in America. At the end of the day, it's night. That's a good way to put it. What do you think, Mr. Zhongli?
Oh? You want me to decide? That is fine as well.
He sounds almost older than his Japanese partner, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't look his age in English.
If it were me, the answer would be simple.
It sounds familiar. Is he the voice of other people? I straight up look white. If you saw my grandma on my mom's side, you know that. Oh, okay. Keith Silverstein. Genshin Impact. Zhong Li VA. Voice actor. Keith Silverstein is the English dub of Genshin Impact, and Tomoaki Mayano is the Japanese voice. For some reason, it's funny to me that Keith Silverstein is black. It's just after the conversation we just had. I'm trying to think of what I remember him from. He was Cocoon and Devilman Crybaby. In Dorohedoro, but I don't quite remember that. Tom Tanaka and Doradada. He was Makin and Gurren Lagann. Who was Makin? Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen. That's a series I watched recently. He was Masamichi Yaga. What character is that? I'm just gonna stop. Same guy that does Robert E.O. Speedwagon? Oh, from JoJo. Okay. There we go. Most of these days recognize him from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. REO Speedwagon, yeah. I only listen. I mean, I didn't listen to the English dub of JoJo, so I wouldn't know. Immediately recognize the voice from the anime Straight Jacket. A lot of other people know it from Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I saw he was on Hunter x Hunter, but I never have watched it. He was Ahsoka in Hunter x Hunter. Okay. I don't know.
Oh? And that would be...
He just sounds very familiar. I'm gonna keep going down his filmography and see like what I know him exactly from. It might be Jujutsu Kaisen because I just recently watched that. Oh, he's Chad in Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. He's Chad. Chad Chadden. That's his actual name. Chad Chadden. That's what I know him from. He also the voice of Char for Gundam Unicorn. Oh, interesting. That's a really big role. I'm surprised he got that. That's impressive. Char is like a really huge Japanese icon.
I'll take them all, boss.
Oh, you act with such panache, good sir. I always knew you were not a man of ordinary caliber.
But I know Iron Blooded Orphans more than those other anime, so that's where I know him from. They have a lot of big name voice actors doing voices on Genshin. I guess it shouldn't be surprising with how much money this thing has made.
Oh, wait, boss! That one didn't count! We need to discuss it again! Hey! If we only need one for the ritual, aren't we wasting 3 times the more if we buy them all?
That's true.
Oh, Mora.
Is it the same voice actress from Horizon Zero Dawn? Ashley Birch. I love Ashley Birch. Do you remember the series she did with her brother, who's now a video game writer? Ashlon Video Games, or whatever it was called. Video Games Ash. It was something like that. I love Ashley Birch. She's awesome. I didn't know she was Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn. That's amazing. Good for her.
It is as you say. I suppose I overlooked this particular aspect of the transaction.
Huh? How do you not think about Mora when buying things?
If you guys don't know the career or just the personality of Ashley Birch, you are doing yourself a disservice. She is just an amazing person and an amazing actress.
If one must always consider Mora before acting, then in all things one is bound by Mora.
What?
See, that's why I like Paimon. Because she's dumb in the cutest way. Christina V doing the voice of Bennett? I don't know who Christina V is.
All Mora is currency, but not all currency is Mora.
Is he swaying his hips? Is he? Look at him, like, in his standing pose. Is he moving his hips back and forth to make his thing do that? Or is it just doing that in the breeze? I imagine he's, like, just gently thrusting. Just to make his... just to make his tails flow in the breeze like that.
What?
It's the wind. No, he was gently thrusting. Sounds like he's loaded.
So loaded that he doesn't even bother hunting for a bargain.
That's loaded. That's my friend Nicole loaded.
No need to waver. Even when I am constrained by Mora, I have ways of working around my limitations.
Blowjobs and the like.
Evaluating the quality of Noctilucous jade is indeed very tricky. As crude ore, there is little difference in texture, lustrousness, and internal pattern between good and bad jade.
You like Zhongli's ponytail? I think it doesn't fit with the rest of his hair. It's a rat tail. That's what it is. It's a fucking rat tail. Which, if you're not from America, has a very negative connotation. I'm gonna lie, I did cringe a little on the inside when you said you didn't know who she is. Christina V? I don't know who Christina V is. I don't watch much English dubs. So, like, English dub voice actors, I don't know. Oh, she's hot. Oh no, she's hot! She's Sailor Mars and Sailor Moon. That's the only Toma in The Promised Neverland. I might know her from there. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I don't know English dub actors, except for like people who played in video games. Some of them I know, like Ashley Birch.
Only after the item made using Noctilucous jade has taken shape will you be able to see whether it is up to par or not.
Like one after the other? I don't have time for that. Nobody has time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Rev? What are you talking about? You watch both the dub and the sub? That's crazy talk.
If you return to those crafty merchants to quibble, they will counter by saying that your crafting bench is to blame, or that your heat control was poor.
Whoa! To think it's that easy to get cheated.
It's a fucking rat tail.
But there is a way to truly evaluate this jade, and a true insider would know it.
Which is why we had to buy all of them?
A fool sees the pointer and misses the moon.
What does that mean?
Japanese subtitles. You'd be Koji in that case.
If you point at the moon with your finger, a wise man knows that you are pointing at the moon, while a fool will only see the finger. The patterns, the facade, these are all the finger. Noctilucous jade is a mystical stone used to light up the darkness, and so its brightness is the important thing. It is the moon.
That's a fucking useless phrase, because who the fuck, when something is pointed out to somebody, who the fuck looks at the finger? Nobody. Everybody looks at what you're pointing at. You would have to be a very... Maybe I'm being ableist? I don't know. Nobody looks at the finger. That's a stupid phrase.
Noctilucous jade of excellent quality would have superior pyroaffinity. In other words, the bluer and brighter the luster of the ore under high temperature, the higher its quality.
Oh, it just depends. Oh, I thought you meant that you watched the sub and then the dub, like one right after the other. I'm likely to have it on the dub playing on the monitor. If I'm at the computer, I'm likely to have it on subbed. Well, yeah, you look at the finger. I mean, yeah, everybody looks at the finger, but I wouldn't say no. I would say nobody looks at the finger. Full stop. Like that's a pointy finger. But that phrase, notices the finger and misses the moon, is just dumb. Nobody... If somebody was pointing at the moon, who would look at the finger and not the moon? If somebody was going like that, I mean, you guys have to because there's a webcam. But, like, if I was pointing at the moon, then, like... I just call bullshit on that. I didn't realize you were such an expert.
I have imparted the priceless secrets of the jade trade to you. Now, all that's left is to put it into practice.
That sounds like just like a made-up Confucius saying or something. Like it's some fortune cookie shit. Maybe it's because it's in English, not... It just like, it feels fortune cookie-ish.
Priceless, huh? Hyman's just said that we might never be able to use it again.
It could be a translation issue,
We're
yeah,
back to buy
absolutely.
some rocks, boss. But can you let us burn them first?
Can you let us burn them first?
Burn them? You can't do that, my friends. If you were to do so, what would I have to sell?
Then can we get some small samples?
That would... well... fine. As you wish, then. How about this? I can take a small sample of all three. I'll take a bit of a loss. We'll count it as a friendly gesture.
There are a couple of translations that have been pointed out by the community. Okay. I would think that's a probably pretty... I wouldn't say big translation issue. It's only dumb if you think about it. That's kind of the translation issue that I'm going with.
Don't worry. I know the rules. As long as we can prove that it is good jade, You will not take a loss.
How so? He'd still break off pieces of all 3 jades.
All right, take these as samples. I've carved them off with a knife and tagged them to boot.
These samples.
Aren't these too thin? Even paper's thicker. No, even a bug's wings are thicker. These are almost see-through.
You should recognize Shiloh's voice from something else you played recently. Genshin Impact Child voice actor. Griffin Burns? He has an Audible profile. BehindTheVoiceActors.com. Oh. The female traveler's name is Lumine. Good to know. Oh, he was Nagi in Scarlet Nexus. Oh, okay, yeah. Aether is the male traveler and Lumine is the female traveler, yeah. I don't think Ariadne is very much different than Lumine. This is impressive handiwork.
Oh, you flatter me, but I have to be gentle with these rocks. They are my pride and joy. If I'd taken off even a bit more, it would have killed me.
I would have died right here at the sand, and you would have taken my rocks without paying me anything.
But wouldn't something this thin go poof if we held it to the fire?
It can't be helped. Trying to deprive a merchant of his profits would be like forcing a ravenous wolf to vomit up the food in its stomach. Nonetheless, under the right conditions, these thin slices will serve.
That's a really, shitty way to refer to a merchant. The guy is standing right there.
What sort of conditions?
Maybe I've just decided not to like Zhongli. I think that's it. I think I'm just biased against whatever he says, because I internally have decided not to like Zhongli. Sorry, you Zhongling sans.
While we add the high temperatures using pyro, we can use hydro to reinforce it from within. This way, the samples will not disintegrate immediately.
You understand why he is the way he is later? I think Chippy already spoiled that, but it's not a big deal.
Oh! Oh, sir, to think you were this learned. Thank you for your understanding.
It's weird that in English we say learned sometimes. In very rare occasions, instead of saying learned, we say learned, like some old King James version shit. It's weird. It's weird in English that we do that. I don't have anything else to say. It's just weird.
Strictly speaking, asking for samples when we have not yet agreed to purchase the goods is unfair. Trade in Liyue must be based upon fairness.
He did pronounce the name of the city very well.
Well, guess we just need to find a place to try this out.
How about the kitchen at Zhongling's place?
You mean at Wanmin Restaurant? As long as we do it when she's not in.
He doesn't mince words too much, though. Yeah, I definitely get that feeling.
That would not do. It is a place where people come and go. They would be endangered if the elemental reaction were to get out of control. We cannot take such a risk.
Oh, Paimon remembers! We once saw this big pot down at the Data Upa Gorge in the camp of the Hilly Churls from the Meaty tribe. It's real sturdy and should be able to take the elemental reactions.
Aww. I wish Farming Girl was real. Too bad Rev banned her. That sounds like a real ass... Are you sure that's a bot? That sounds like a real ass name.
Now, let's pack those samples up and make a move.
And 235 channels of them. Okay, I believe you. That is 3 kilometers away, my friend. Is Zhongli gonna like travel with us the entire way there? That makes sense. Most of the bot accounts are ban accounts that have been taken over. That makes sense. Get some mushes. Oh, he did.
It has been a long time since I last set foot in the Nation of Wind. A friend of mine from Mondstadt would always bring a few bottles of locally brewed dandelion wine whenever he came to visit me in Liyue. It must be said that the famed liquor of the land of pastorals is far better than Sumeru's frigid snake wine.
Snake wine? Did you just say snake wine? Did I just miss that? I didn't read that. Did you just say snake wine?
That's the pot! It looks like the Hilly Trolls are still using it. It's a bit
I'm not gonna
annoying,
lie,
but
I would
it's a
definitely try some snake wine.
Force my blade.
Let it rain. Get him. Crumble apart.
How do you make wine from a snake?
There's still soup in here. These Hilly Trolls sure have big appetites.
Shame to let it go to waste. Do you make wine out of pretty much anything? Okay.
This soup looks like it could be used as our hydro-elemental protection. Let's fire it up and begin our experiment. We're ready to go. Paimon will help remember which one of the three is which. Use pyro to keep making the pot hotter until we get the results we need. Mr. Zhongli said that the shinier and bluer the ore gets, the better it is. So, pay close attention. Whoa! That light came from the first Noctilucous Jade! Hilly Trolls are surrounding us again! Were they attracted by the light? such nosy neighbors. Let's take care of them and continue again after.
Such nosy neighbors. My hurts.
Swift and merciful.
That light came from the second Noctilucous Jade, didn't it? More Hilichurls? They don't give up, do they? Looks like they're mad that we ruined their food.
Forth, my blade.
These up a couple of wineries? Cool. We have wineries here in Arkansas at a place called Altus.
A touch of frost.
I believe it's the only place in the South where you can grow your own wine grapes.
Oh, that's bright! Too bright! That was the third Noctilucous Jade, wasn't it? It was so much shinier than the rest. Let's go with that one. Let's head back to the Jade Mystery to buy some jade, shall we?
The big excursion for almost nothing. Sorry to doubt where you're from, Chippy Boy. I don't know, for some reason I thought you were the guy from Germany. Like dandelion wine, I assume?
You're back, my friends. I've kept the goods for you. Which of them would you like?
I would like the third Noctilucous Jade.
Exactly! That's the one Paimon remembers too!
Sure.
No problem. If you have your eye on this one, you can have it.
Then we'll take a box of the third type of jade.
Done. All the same, and pardon me for asking, but I'm curious. Whatever do you need this much top-quality Noctilucous Jade for?
I suppose it would not hurt to tell you. We need them to make implements for the rite of parting.
I still imagine him just gently thrusting. Just like I can't do it on stream. Just like, yep. These grapes, apples, and strawberries. Oh, that sounds good.
Parting? Oh, dear. I'd heard the rumors, but had given much thought to them. This means that Rex Lapis really is... Oh, it's hard to believe. Even though the Jade Mystery has been in decline, we have always been under his protection.
Not anymore, bitch.
It is said that when our Lord lost his way while going incognito in the city 200 years ago, it was a spoon from the Jade Mystery that he had used to sample the local delights. Alas, alas, all things must pass. Well, if this is to be used to say farewell to Rex Lapis,
Oh,
then
okay,
I shall
cool,
sell this
Rev.
to you at half the price.
Are you sure? You didn't want to even give us an inch before.
If not for our Lord's protection, this city wouldn't exist as it does now. No proprietor could earn money off such a thing.
I'm sure Rex Lapis will feel your sentiment, boss.
In the safe hands of the Liyue Qixing and good honest merchants such as yourself, I for one believe that Liyue will continue to prosper as it always has done.
So let's not get ourselves down just yet. You're fine, Rev. You're fine, dude.
All right.
I enjoy that you're
Thank
talkative.
you, my friends. What's with me getting all sentimental like this? I'll practically be giving away all my fortune at this rate.
Alright, I'm gonna make myself a drink. I just came back from the bar, so I'm a little half drunk, but I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a whiskey and coke. Just because. I can. Because today is the first day of the NFL, and I want it. Tom Brady and his perfect cheekbones. It makes me wonder if, let's say let's just keep it to football, American football. Did the people who watched Brian Urlacher on the Bears or Brett Favre on the Packers or Peyton Manning on the Colts, did they hate them, some of the greatest of our generation? Did the other people hate them as much as other people hate Tom Brady? Is it totally illogical for me to hate Tom Brady just because he's the second oldest quarterback to ever start? He has a record 300 starts in 300 games. Not 300 games, but like he has a record 300 starts. Should I hate Tom Brady because he's so good? Or should I, like, bask? You don't watch much sports, bruv? Koji, are you still here? there's really not somebody to compare him to, because Michael Jordan retired before he arguably ended his peak. You know what I mean? I think Chippy and Koji have the stream muted at this point. I think Koji's asleep. He's boring like that. Okay. I just oh, an hour, by the way, Rev, an hour ago, ILOIFAR followed me. Didn't say anything in chat, but just followed me. That just sounds like a bot. Is it rational to hate Tom Brady? Just for being good at his job for so many years? Arguably one of the best at his job for a record amount of years. Is it? Am I salty because he doesn't play for my team? You know, that's... I think that's it. I think that's part of the reason why I hate him so much. Is because he doesn't play for my team. Or has never played for my team. He's never been a Green Bay Packer. He's never been an Arkansas Razorback. If he was from one of those, for even just like a year, I would claim ownership over Tom Brady. From back when he played with the Patriots. We brought up Deflategate, and honestly, I don't think Deflategate, like, the point I brought up is that Deflategate would have colored my impression of Brady, but it wouldn't move the dial one way or the other on me hating him more or hating him less. It would still be steady. I would just be like, oh, that's good information. If he did it or if he did not do it, you know? I don't hold Deflategate against him. Have you tried to throw a deflated football? It's really hard. But it's also easier in the cold. So it's just kind of like, I just need to examine myself and what I value as a sports watcher. Should I revel in this momentous time in history where we're watching one of arguably the greatest of all time play up to and beyond his 44th birthday? Should I just appreciate that he's still playing at such a high level where he can beat Dak Prescott and the Cowboys? Closely, but he did beat them. Should I appreciate that when he was 43, he beat the Packers in the NFC Championship and went on to win the Super Bowl? Should I? It makes me wonder if I was a fan of, like, let's say, the Detroit Pistons in 1995. Would I have hated Michael Jordan? Or would I have just enjoyed being in the time to see him play live? I would like to think I would enjoy just being in the time and place where he played. But part of me, a small part of me, thinks that if I played for his, or if I like went for his rival, if my torch was to his rival, like the Detroit Pistons, I would fucking hate Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, even though Scottie Pippen's from Arkansas, rep Arkansas. It showed the caliber of his character since he knew. I don't know the whole Deflategate saga, to be honest. Do you mind letting me know, Rev? So, like, can you surmise Deflategate in like a bite-sized form?
Now that we've made our choice, let's take this Noctilucous Jade back.
It fucks me up that they say Noctilucous instead of saying Noctilicus, because I've been pronouncing it Noctilicus this entire goddamn time. And I don't like Noctilucous. That sounds weird. Noctilicus just kind of like flows off the tongue. Patriots are underinflating the footballs below regulation, giving them an unfair advantage. But only in games. I would assume. My mom is an English teacher, so yeah, I get it from her, Chippy. Yeah, I would assume it would be games in colder temperature. But don't the refs just get 3 or 4 balls to rotate between? So doesn't the offense get the same ball that the offense of the Patriots got? Because they don't have, like, a PE type of, like, thing on some forecasters just rolling in, like, a crate of footballs. They only have, like, 3 or 4 balls that they just rotate between to keep the game going. So it just seems really weird to me that nobody noticed balls. It seems... Chippy, as somebody from not America, does Deflategate mean anything to you? 5 of 11 were found to be underinflated by an amount that couldn't be accounted for by the temperature difference. It was a scandal. That's why I had Gate at the back. Because of Watergate with Richard Nixon. Pretty much anything that happens as a scandal in any type of profession in America has Gate put on the end because of Richard Nixon. Which you should just Wikipedia that. It's pretty horrible. Deflategate was a scandal that the New England Patriots, an American football team, underinflated 5 of 11 balls to give them an unfair advantage. They weren't being checked closely before the game. At the time it happened, team on the offense provided the footballs used, forgot the rules changed in 2006. So this was more than 15 years ago. This was 15 years ago when Tom Brady was... Oh, the rule changed so the offense provided the balls? But my question still stands. Like, the referees... Yeah, it seems like 2015. It was something around there. The referees only have, like... I would say 3 or 4 balls that they just rotate through for either offense to use. So if it was deflated for the Patriots, it'd be this it would be deflated for... Some are kept on the sidelines? What? Were these the ones that were deflated? Was there a strong correlation between the ones that were kept on the sidelines and the ones that were deflated? Because I just don't see how you can create... The ones the patrons are using while they were on offense were the ones that were deflated. I just don't see how you can only use a certain ball or 2 or 3 balls while not giving those balls to the offense as well. It's like juicing a baseball or juicing a soccer ball. Like, yeah, an offense would get the advantage with a juiced baseball, but so would the other offense. So it's even. If they were cagey about it and was like, no, don't let them have those balls. Those are our balls. Each team provides their own footballs when they are on offense. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes me understand it a little bit more. How underinflated were they? Is it some kid in the back with a bike pump? Or is there, like, you know what I mean? You know, when you blow up footballs in your backyard, like, is there some unpaid intern with a bike pump before each game? Or are there, like, machines that perfectly inflate the balls the way you adjust them? Sorry that I'm not playing Genshin Impact right now. I'm interested in my hate for Tom Brady. They have pressure gauges. So it's like the same I would have for, like, my car. 2 PSI or so, some more. A deflated ball. If you don't know, Chippy, a deflated American football would give you an advantage with both throwing, you get your hand more rounded, especially if it's smaller hands, like Tom Brady probably does. Throwing, and also catching, it would be softer to catch. Makes a bit of a difference on a football enough that it could screw up an interception if you weren't expecting it. Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. And let me get this right. Tom Brady, his thing was that his intern had destroyed his past cell phones. Is that right? Is that why he wasn't directly implicated? Because the evidence wasn't there because his intern had destroyed his past cell phones? Okay, that part you're not sure of. I'm pretty sure that's a component of it that implicates Tom Brady himself. That there's no direct evidence that he knew of the deflating of balls because there's a lack of evidence of that time period. But also, if you're one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, also, wouldn't you just get, like, a new phone every few months? Like, just the best phone? I want the best phone. Can I get that one? What was the other issue that was brought up as a result of this situation? Also, Chippy, has there ever been such like a political scandal in, let's say, like European football or Caribbean football? Footy. What we call soccer. I know you guys don't like hearing us called soccer. Yeah, what was the other issue, Rev? In 2016, some of the Colts equipment staff noted that a couple of the intercepted footballs appear to be coated in a tacky substance and seem spongy or soft when squeezed. Interesting. Brady again is quarterback of the Patriots. Right. That's interesting because, like, baseball has rules for this, right? Like, even now, they've American baseball, they've like really gone down on these rules. they've gone down on them. And after every inning, the pitcher has to present his hat, glove, and belt to the umpires to make sure there's not any sticky substance or any tacky substance on the ball that you can put on the ball. But I guess NFL umpires and referees wouldn't have that system in place. So it would just be hearsay if they did. You can't. I don't know if you can trust that source, Rev. I want to hate Tom Brady as much as the next guy. I do. I wanted him to lose today, and he didn't, and it made me sad. But I just want to poke holes. I just want to be fair in how I hate Tom Brady. If you say it was Deflategate that put you against him, I just want to, like, make sure it's a rock solid argument that, like, yes, this guy, they found enough evidence to believe is as well as aware of the situation. But the thing about the NFL is that it's just kind of like an iron curtain. They did get suspended. Yes, they did. But the thing about the NFL and its political proceedings, it's a private organization. It's not inherently democratic. And so if Deflategate were to come up, there was a 24. Oh, okay. I would like to read that report. The Cliff Notes, at least. Not all 243 pages. Okay. You could have started with that, Rev. That there was a report released. You could have started with that fact. I thought we were all going off hearsay and it's cited on the wiki, though. I mean, I didn't have my phone out. I'm sorry. I don't know you, Rev. I kind of know you. But, like, some people... Sports are a weird thing where some people go off pure emotion. You know, is me hating Tom Brady off of pure emotion before I knew about Deflategate? Kinda, yeah. Is that still valid? Kinda, yeah. Just because sports are inherently emotional. So yeah, I didn't know if you were going off pure speculation or if you were going off of like, I have enough claims on it, I will give it some thought and consider it, but generally want some proof. Okay, good to know. I think of sports, especially American sports, as inherently emotional things, with a winner and a loser, and many losers, in fact, and it's hard to divorce your emotion. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to divorce my emotion from Tom Brady just being the goddamn fuck you and your perfect cheekbones, being 44, married to a beautiful German supermodel and having wonderful kids. Fuck you being the best, one of the best at your fucking job for like 2 decades. You know, I want to divorce that emotion of just like pure fuck you, and if I really want to not like the guy, drive me more emotional about it because I know people are going to get super emotional about it. Really not one of those people though. I'll get disappointed and upset when my team doesn't win, but I won't be like, fuck, they gotta be cheating, you know, that. Just be like, well shit. Yeah, I'm more of the well shit kind of guy. You know, when the Buccaneers beat the Packers in the NFC Championship last year, I was just kind of like, well, shit. Rodgers got MVP. That's all not all I care about, but it's something. Okay, back to Genshin Impact. That's basically that conversation. I just wanted to divorce my emotion from the facts. If the facts were that he was complicit and a willing partner in Deflategate, then that's something to hate him for. Back when I was looking for, I was used to my team being kind of meh. Ravens, oh yeah. They had that one Super Bowl. They had the one. And you had who's the guy with the gap in his teeth? I think he got him fixed recently. Ray Lewis, thank you. Who's Goose? I don't know who Goose is. That's a deep cut for Ravens fans.
Hey, wait a minute. He said it was half price, not that we could leave without paying.
Everybody knows Ray Lewis, but I have never heard of a Goose. Tony Siragusa. Okay. I had never heard of this player before. Is he like Hall of Fame material? Or is he kind of like one of those heart of the team kind of dudes?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I must have forgotten to do that too. Let me see. As I thought, I didn't bring any.
Any what?
Mora, my apologies. Another oversight on my part.
You didn't bring any money, bitch? We're taking fingers. We're taking fingers. What a strange take on the value of money. Logo. What a strange take on the value of money.
Oh, that won't do. This isn't some small sum. Oh, wait. Didn't Child give us some advanced funds earlier?
Yeah, but I was hoping to put that on video games. Oh, he's more of a heart of the team kind of guy. You know what I mean? Not to say badly of heart of the team kind of guys. Clay Matthews was also, I would argue, Hall of Fame material, but also heart of the defense kind of dudes. But maybe not Hall of Fame material. On the verge. So Goose probably was that. Like, not many people outside of Green Bay fandom know Clay Matthews. I guess a lot of people do. I don't know. Maybe Devontae Adams. I guess. Great receiver. One of the best receivers in the game. Just don't... Yeah. I have them on me.
That's a relief. Have a look.
It's fine. Just enough for half price. Though, to be honest, it'd be alright even if the sum wasn't quite enough.
He was a bit more of a hearted team, big guy, real big guy, and played defense, but he was part of what made them so brutal to play against. Played for the Colts for a little bit, then he went to the Ravens in '97. Okay. I'm surprised I've never heard of this guy. I'm usually a defense first kind of fan. I have never heard of Goose. That's just strange to me. But I've only quite relatively lately have got into the NFL. I was a college football guy. 6 feet 3 inches, 340 pounds. God damn, that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Well, it's settled then. Let's take this jade to Eugene Terrace. That's where we plan to hold the rite.
Look at you bossing everyone around. You didn't cough up a single mora.
Please remember to bring money next time.
I will do my best. You have my thanks.
When did Goose retire? Because 2001, okay. I would not have gotten into football yet. I got into football as a player in 2003. And I had people on the defensive side. I was also an offensive player. But on the defensive side, I had people like Ray Lewis and who was the guy from the Chargers who was really dominant? Starts with an S. I can't think of it, but yeah, there were a few players that I looked up to, including Ray Lewis, but I'd never heard of a Goose. That's strange to me. Oops. Sorry for that meteor. I tried to run. What was his name? For the Chargers, San Diego Chargers. He was like the only good part of that team. Favorite play I remember with Goose was him forcing a fumble, and as big as heavy as a guy as he is, he ran the ball halfway down the field. I love when big guys rumble down the field. You can't call it a run, because that just doesn't give it enough weight. When somebody's above 250, you call it a rumble. And I love that. How am I supposed to naturally get up on this terrace? It was like a dog trying to tackle a freight train. That's why I tried to convince my coach to put me at least halfback. Or fullback, sorry, not halfback. Fullback. Just because I was a big kid and I could rumble through people. Is there no natural way to get up on the top of this terrace?
You didn't let me finish.
Do I have to, like, climb? You can get up there? Okay. Goose was a satellite analyst for Fox until 2015, so you may have seen him. Maybe. I didn't watch much Fox, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Okay. I like trying to find, even if I can climb everything, I like trying to find the, like, intended path. It's a very not well-designed city. It's just not.
May the Lord of Geo protect you and fortune find you.
We can leave the jade here. I have already called for a jewelsmith to shape them into the implements that we will need. Ah, yes. I have yet to go and see Child. So, as for the jewelsmith's remuneration...
Fingers crossed, Child will reimburse us.
Guess we can't do anything else. Also, is this where we're doing the rite of parting?
Yes. I have already rented this location, and have begun making preparations for the rite.
Slowly thrusting. The rite of dissension took place here too.
That's right. The Liyue Qixing have acquiesced to using the same location.
But when something this big happened here, should suspects like us really be at the crime scene? We might get caught by the Millilith.
Just a picture of Goose on Discord. Why is he? Oh, that's a big boy. Ooh, that's a large man. That's a hefty boy. He eats his vegetables and everything else on the plate. Yeah, I can't imagine going against Ray Lewis and that guy. Fuck. Ray Lewis is bad enough as the pass rusher, but like that guy on the line, was he like a nose tackle or was he a linebacker? What was he?
Although with that said, since we got back from Dwayne and Karst, none of those pesky Millilith soldiers have come chasing after us. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, now imagine him running down the field with a ball and watching a 200-pound guy that's about half a foot short trying to tackle him. Oh, he was another pass rusher. He was a defensive end, defensive tackle. Not necessarily, he was probably the weak tackle. I think Ray Lewis was the strong tackle. Nope. It's kind of like watching what's his name from the Tennessee Titans? The stiff arm god. He's a big boy, but he can run like a motherfucker. How sad is it in American football that the running back has become such a lowly valued position? In a balanced game, the running back is half of your yardage. Well, usually like a third of your yardage, honestly. But half of your plays. But now people are like, let's not waste a first round pick on a running back. Let's wait till round 2 or 3 to pick up a running back, because you'll get about the same value for much less price. And also don't give running backs extensions, because they almost never live up to, like, they never last long enough in the league because they get hit all the time. Never last long enough to make it worth it. Derrick Henry is who I'm thinking of. Stiff arm god. It's just weird that, like, how little the NFL in general values running backs. Even though they make up half the plays, they just keep, like, a grindhouse of 20-something running backs. A lot of it being interactions with the ref. Really? Back when the Ravens were funny, too, there's some highlights I remember watching that had me laughing pretty hard. A lot of it was being interactions with the ref. I do enjoy how some NFL people, because the pool of refs for the NFL is fairly small, just like it is in baseball. And so you get to know the refs that are good, the refs that are bad, and the refs you can kind of persuade. And so it is funny to me to watch, like, an NFL. In college, like, refs come from all over the nation, dime a dozen kind of deal. But in the NFL, it's kind of a relatively small pool. And so it is funny to me to watch, like, professionals, you know, a grown-ass defensive end and a grown-ass, like, 70-something-year-old ref talking out a penalty. Like, how did I hold him here? Like, how would I cut block this guy? Like, can you really, like, can you tell me? Like, when I played in high school, refs were such otherworldly beings. They came from nowhere and ruled over your life. That it's just strange to me to think of, like, being friendly with a ref.
Also, the Rex Lapis vessel.
The dragon thing?
Traditionally, we call it the Exuvia.
Ah, right! That's what it was called. You seem to know everything, Mr. Zhongli. So, was this Exuvia hidden away by the Qixing? I mean, we haven't even figured out who the murderer is.
One must think that they already have someone in mind. Or perhaps they already know. Surely they must have found all the evidence that there is to find here.
I wish I could talk about American football all day. But at the end of the day, I'm a JRPG channel, and so American football is not what's going to bring the audience in. You know what I mean? People who are playing Genshin Impact don't care about American football for the most part. I put the controller down because I'm about to refill my drink, but I just think it's just... It was like at the bar today. This guy came up to me and complimented how I did karaoke, even though I was horrible. I'm practically tone deaf. But I did Heartless by Kanye West, even though I hate Kanye West as a person. He complimented how I did, and complimented my friend that was there, who did much better than I did. She did an operetta. And I was there mostly to watch the football game, the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. And he's like, I'm not into this football stuff. I'm more D&D and Magic the Gathering kind of guy. And I'm like, I'm a D&D and Magic the Gathering guy and also football. Like, it seems, I don't know. It seems like a weird skill set to have, to be, like, into JRPGs and Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering and also be into American football or sports in general. Like, I love baseball and football. Hockey can suck a dick. I don't really care. Even though I do appreciate the athleticism of that. It's weird being in these crossroads of people who like certain things. I don't know. It's kind of how I always was. Sorry to drunk ramble on, but it's kind of like how I always was in high school. I was kind of friends with everybody. And not in a douchey way of saying, like, you know, I tried to make friends with everybody. But, like I had a connection to the football guys because I played football with them. I had a connection to the cheerleaders because they were at the football games. And I had friends who were cheerleaders. And, like, I had connection to the Christian kids because I was a Christian. I was with them. And I had a connection to the nerds because, like, I played video games. And I was doing Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff. And I had connection to just, like, everybody. I had connections to everybody. And so, like, I don't know, high school never felt clicky, or even though it almost definitely was to most people. For me, I was the theater kid that was, like, in a little bit of all of the groups in high school. And I think that was the best experience I could ask for. So I'm the rare theater kid that had an okay time in high school. Yeah, it's just that kid's just floating in the background. As far as football goes, there was a Ravens fan before that season. They won their first Super Bowl. That year, though, they had a nightmare of a team. Yeah, their Super Bowl was more of like a fluke, wasn't it? Like, nobody expected them to get to the Super Bowl. Like, Jermaine Lewis, Priest Holmes, and Jamal Lewis. A lot of Lewises. But, like, I remember they kind of dominated I remember, their quarterback, Kirk Cousins? Was that who your quarterback was that year? He just kind of, like, had a banner year, and the offense clicked. And they just happened to get it all right at the same time and won a Super Bowl. Sports are funny like that. Like, so much of it is preparation, and so much of it is hard work and determination. And I'm sure all of the people in the Ravens always did hard work. People referring to their defense as a steel wall. Yeah, I can't imagine running. I can't imagine trying to outrun the Ravens defense at that time with Ray Lewis and Goose. Just seeing Goose, I just can't imagine trying to get through them. At least between the tackles, you might be able to outrun them on the edge, but between the tackles, like, that seems like that's their zone. If you don't know, the linemen in American football are separated by the center, who hikes the ball. On either side of him are the guards, and on either side of, or on respectively the left and right side of those guys, are the tackles. So when I say between the tackles, I mean running the ball up the gut, running the ball into the defensive line. Or the linebackers probably terms you've heard of before if you don't know much about American football. Especially when your job was trying to keep him from getting through you, yeah. Outrunning Goose wasn't the issue, it was trying to get out of the way before he could get you. Especially when your job was trying to keep him from getting through you. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I was an offensive tackle and a nose guard on defense. I was an offensive tackle on offense, so I was the weak tackle that would usually pull during plays to make runs happen, to get an extra lineman in the gap to make holes happen. And I was also the nose tackle, the guy right up on center, the nose of the offense, and really just attacked what's called the one gap, the gap between the center and the guard on the strong side. And I say strong side because most high schools have one side that has a tight end on the outside of the tackles or a slot receiver. I know those are highfalutin terms. Sorry. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. So I would, as a nose tackle, I would line up on the tight end side of the ball of the center who hiked the ball. And I would try to get in between the center and the guard right next to him to try to get at the quarterback or the running back. I was not very good at defense. I didn't understand I wasn't well coached at defense. I was well coached at offense. And so I had an offensive mind in defense. My defensive strategy was to try to pancake the opposing lineman. What it means to pancake is to get the other lineman on their ass on the ground. That's your goal as an offensive lineman, is to get them out of the play, and if they're sitting on their ass, they're out of the play. And so my mind as a defensive lineman, instead of trying to squirrel my way through this gap, I was trying to pancake the center. And I don't think it took me so long to realize, like, oh, I'm supposed to be evading their blocks. I'm supposed to be like swim moving and like cutting through their blocks and like not attacking them head on. It took an embarrassing amount of time for me to realize that. Yeah, so I would try to out-muscle the center. And usually the center, the person who hikes the ball, is your biggest boy. And I was not the biggest boy on the field. Oh, sorry. I should probably play this game. I'm going to go get myself another drink. I'll be right back. I was not the biggest boy on the field, but I tried hard. I was a try-hard. to keep ranting. I think that's why I appreciate football so much, American football. Because as growing up as a lineman, and of course I was chosen to be a lineman. I wasn't, I could have been many other things. I could have probably been a tight end. Probably could have been a fullback. If you know anything about American football, you know those terms. But the first day of 7th grade football, the coach comes up to you, sees a fat kid, and he's like, lineman. And so I was stuck with that. But as a lineman, you understand that your job is not to make a play, to get the ball down the field, because you don't touch the ball. I mean, God willing. Your job is to allow the play to happen, to make the best circumstance to where the play can get the best chance of getting the most yards. And so I see football as this 22-man, 11 on each side, chess game. And I love it so much. This chess game that's happening in real time and full speed contact, and the offense has their plans of what they're going to do, but they have to react to the defense who has a plan but is mostly trying to fuck up the offense's plan as much as possible, especially as a defensive lineman. And I just have such an appreciation for the game that I don't know I would have had if I weren't a lineman. So I am a little bit... Rev, did you play high school football? I'm curious to know what position you played. Unfortunately. You know, one thing I do regret, I honestly do regret about high school, was quitting football. Not only did it was great exercise for me, I mean, on the flip side, it was also a chance for very many injuries, but it would have helped me multitask better, to be a stage actor and a football player at the same time. Most of us were in wrestling instead. How is wrestling? Do you watch wrestling on TV, and do you appreciate it for or UFC, or I don't know what would be the equivalent of watching or playing wrestling in high school and then growing up? How did you come to love football at a time? They're afraid my class was going to hurt people. I do often not appreciate the athleticism it takes to pull all this stuff. You wanted to play football, but my school was small enough that everybody who wanted to play got to either be on the team or the practice squad. Were you in a bigger school? I assume if you had a wrestling team, yeah, you kind of were. Oh, you were in a small enough school where your school didn't start a team until after your class graduated. Wow. Okay. Where did you grow up, Rev? Like, what part of the States did you grow up? You grew up in the States, right? I'm assuming so. Because we're talking about American football. Southern Indiana. That's basketball town, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, I would think like as any team in Indiana or Illinois, no matter how small your school is, you field a basketball team in Indiana or Illinois, especially Indiana. In the rural South, no matter how small your school was, you fielded a football team. You put 11 players on the field. Maybe they had to play offense and defense, which is what I did. The wrestling team geared up to play with another school's football team after a wrestling match one weekend. It was hilarious. Their coach was absolutely flabbergasted and shocked. Were you able to, like, get a coach and to draw plays? Really? You flattened them? I assumed you did my approach when I was on defense and pancaked the opposing lineman. I mean, because technically there's nothing in the rules saying you can't sweep the leg with an arm. You know, when you're going against a lineman. Our wrestling coach was Mia. He was having some stomach issues. MIA. And having some stomach issues. Came out seeing us playing and got mad. Yeah, because football is very dangerous. Absolutely very dangerous. Especially for somebody who does wrestling, where every part of your body has to be in tip-top shape. Even our football coaches would get mad when we would play like touch football or flag football out and scrimmages, you know? Field gear on the Salem kids. Let's borrow some gear. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you got to experience it once and got to know the feeling of winning. Is that what made you enjoy the NFL? Was that experience, or like the want to play football but just couldn't, or like we're all standing and watching on the sidelines they practice and the coach asked if we wanted to gear up and give them some practice? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I will say that is awesome, but no football coach in their right mind who cares about keeping kids safe should let you just gear up and go against a football team. Even if you did end up winning, like, that's super negligent. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm glad you all don't have a team. I don't know how you could take that the wrong way. That seems like a compliment 3 ways from Sunday. Country redneck kids who are used to rough housing. Well, I mean, you were used to wrestling, and so like the battle between defensive linemen and offensive linemen is probably nothing to you. Just kind of like slap fighting, you know. You can't. It's like sumo wrestling, you know. It's not really much about throwing, like, I don't know. You can't throw your defensive lineman because that would be a holding call. A lot of us had our own gear anyway at home because we would play after wrestling practice so much as our coach hated it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it wasn't anything you do about it. Played in your own time. That's awesome. That's a good all-American story. I like that. It still feels very odd.
These things are for the authorities in Eugene Terrace to consider. Trying to help would probably only add to their troubles. Before the rite is conducted, the exuvia will be kept temporarily in the Golden House.
I wish there was some sort of adult, like there's softball teams, you know, as an adult. I wish there were adult, like at least flag football or something along those lines. Maybe in bigger cities they have that, but not in our city. I feel like wrestling kind of gave us an unfair advantage against the football players when we played against them. Yeah, I would say so. Especially if there weren't any refs around. I wasn't gonna say anything, but like, you guys probably did some illegal moves on the linemen at least. Oh, somewhere around there? Oh, that's cool. Obviously on hiatus. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think just having such a practice with because like in football when you practice going against a lineman as a defensive back, you practice going against either a steel facsimile with padding on it of a lineman, or you're going against guys who are also in full pads. And so you don't get a really good detection of like where to sweep the arms or in a swim move or like as a defensive back or even as an offensive lineman. You don't get your like punching with your palm to keep them in away from your quarterback. Yeah, better understand body mechanics. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, definitely. Football is more push, where wrestling is more body mechanics, body flow. Yeah, I would say that's definitely where you had an advantage. With body mechanics and body flow. Because I can understand, like, as a wrestling player, I can think of like when you pushed a lineman on the shoulder and they recoiled back, you saw an opening there and you kept pushing until they toppled or they, did something. As a defensive back, you kind of see that push and you just kind of run through their arms. You don't really worry about where the lineman is at you. I can't speak for other positions. I did play linebacker for one play because the coach forgot. I guess like he talked to other coaches about putting me at linebacker previously, and during a game one time he put me as Mike linebacker, which is short for middle linebacker. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea about coverage or anything because I hadn't practiced it. I think you just had a lapse in judgment. But you're right. Football is more about push. Like, you've seen those sleds where you push against a facsimile of a lineman with pads on, and you push him up. And tackling in football is all about taking out the garbage, at least in high school. So you wrap them up with your arms and then take them to the ground. But I think wrestling would give you a different viewpoint on that, and I think that would be really interesting. Things like that, things like when they push, we would shift with it and watch a couple players end up falling face first from the sudden shift. They're used to people just trying to push back like two bulls blocking. That's what it's like when you're playing football. At least on the line, it's two opposing forces just butting into each other. Unless you're really gifted and you really know how to body flow, you know body flow like a wrestler would, and you can get past him as a defensive lineman, or even as an offensive lineman, you could more like spread your guard and push them where you want to push them, like allow their momentum to carry them out of the play. When I say carry them out of the play, I would say like when you're doing especially pass protection as an offensive lineman, you can't hold on to them and move them where you want them to go, even though high school kind of like lets that go. You open hand palm them where you want them to go, and if they have a strong predilection for going on, let's say, your right side, then you encourage that by pushing their left side and staying with them and following them way behind where the quarterback is, like where they're running themselves technically out of the play. I ended up making a couple of friends from that game, so talk to them and say, oh, that's awesome. That's really cool, Rev. That's really cool.
Golden House?
The only mint in Liyue, which is to say the only mint in Teyvat. All the mora that flows throughout the world is minted there.
Wow!
Wow.
Oh, no! Paimon wasn't thinking about anything bad. Paimon thinks it suits Morax.
Morax is the other name for the Geo Archon, or Rex Lapis, or Exuvia. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry I got caught up talking about American football so much. I love the game so much. You went to state that year for wrestling. Oh, that's awesome. You have some wrestling training to help them with their football training. That's cool. And the football team went to state as well, like I think partially due to biology training I helped to get them. Yeah, probably. The of us tried to help them out since we didn't have our own team. Figured what was the harm in helping. That's a good point. That's really a wholesome story, Rev. Thank you.
But why do you know this, Mr. Zhongli?
Since the rite of parting has the approval of the Qixing, it is a semi-official event. As such, there is already some limited information available.
The Qixing provide their location and child the funds.
Perhaps each has their motives. But this is the capital of commerce. A little exploitation once in a while is not unacceptable. In Liyue, where the god of contracts reigns, only contracts may not be betrayed. I, for one, have no issue with little maneuvers outside their remit.
Remit? That's an English word I don't hear very often.
Well then, we should go and prepare the perfumes used in the rite.
Perfumes? Where'll we get those? Do we buy them?
No. Perfumes used to honor the gods must be freshly decocted. The quality of the silk flowers we require is also special. Silk flower petals contain a fibrous material of good quality, often used in brocade making. Its scent, however, is most elegant, and is especially suited for solemn events, like giving offerings to gods and adepti.
Bye, bot. Get out of here. Leave.
It's time for Zhongli's lectures on high society again.
We shall not speak of the details right now. Follow me. We shall go to the merchants to purchase our ingredients.
May the Lord of Geo protect you and fortune find you.
Go and level her up a little bit. $365 channels? Goddamn. One channel for every day of the year. Thank you for talking football with me, Rev. I don't get the chance to talk football very often. Ka-ching, yeah. Thousands of dollars, really? She's badass. I really enjoy her. Yeah, I just randomly, like, I stopped streaming today, before I went to the bar. I was like, I'm gonna do a 10 wish, thing, and I did 10 wishes, and her, and also this Diana was also there. And I don't know anything about her. She's ice, so I don't really care about her. I have Alloy, and I have Kaya, and I have Chongyun, so like, I don't need any more ice people. I like Chongyun a lot. But Ka-ching is fucking awesome. Diana is a great support? Okay. So I find her very mobile. She doesn't hit as some of the others, but she hits more often. She has a healing builder for HP. She has a healing scale based on her HP. Oh, interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Where do I go? Lower? How do I get lower?
Hey, boss, do you sell silk flowers here?
Silk flowers? We certainly do. Which kind would you like?
Oh, I didn't know you had a daughter, Rev. That's cute.
Which kind? The good kind? The best kind? Remind Paimon what kinds there are again?
I like Paimon a lot.
Ugh, you ignorant shoppers. Always coming in here with your stupid questions.
Fuck you. It's your job as the merchant to enlighten us on what we're buying. Fuck you.
Golden House Maiden, Valley Weaver, and Fate's Yearning. One of each to start with, if you don't mind.
My goodness, this gentleman is quite the connoisseur.
Yoimiya, Ayaka, Diana, and Kazuha. Interesting.
You two must be his servants. Please refrain from any further attempts to contribute.
This is what I get for calling Paimon emergency food.
Now then, please peruse at your leisure. Do let me know if you have any further thoughts.
Double ice gives bonus crit rate. Oh, cool.
Silk flowers exhibit different properties based on how their environmental conditions differ from their ancestral habitat. Nevertheless, these are fine specimens, excellently preserved. Just look at the abundant foliage here, and these stamens, glamorous as a maiden of the Golden House. This strain is an evergreen, and mostly grows under complex hydrological conditions. By contrast, this variety thrives in any dark, damp location, often in large clusters. Morphologically, it is distinguished by the profusion of petals and densely packed stamens, though its powerful scent gives it away just as easily.
Yoimiya is a pyro archer that is kind of fun to play. It can function as DPS or support. Cool. I'll learn more about these as I gain more people.
Lastly, this strain is quite the recluse. Unlike its exuberant cousins, flowers and foliage are minimal, and when in season, it has a subtle yet enduring scent. It was first discovered by the ancients when they scaled the mountains in search of the Adepti. Silk flowers have all but disappeared from the wild today due to geographical changes over Liyue's history. Most are not grown by horticulturalists.
Horticulturalists, that's a good word. Fortunately, can't get Ayaka and Yoimiya right now. Their exclusive banners just ended. Ah, that's fine.
Wow, a true connoisseur. Most of that was news even to me.
I possess but a smattering of trivial knowledge. My traveler friend is the one to watch. They are on track to set foot in every corner of the world.
I'm still an ignoramus on horticulture.
Oh, Mr. Zhongli, you're way too humble. So, which silk flower did you want anyway?
I'll take them all, boss.
Again?
Did you bring money this time?
How can I put this? When purchasing opera tickets, it is natural to decide based on which singer has the most melodious voice. The same logic applies when purchasing a pet bird.
What?
But this silk flower purchase is not an analogous case. The same logic does not apply.
There can always be quite a bit of interval for horticulture.
Perhaps you don't know. Tradition states that we should decoct perfume from different subspecies of silk flower when making an offering to a statue of the seven. Rex Lapis will then make his own choice between the scents.
But he's dead.
Like several other tedious and complicated traditions, this one has become simplified over time. But this is the only rite of parting to take place for one of the seven in 3,700 years. As such, I do think we should honor tradition down to the last detail in this case. Now that's settled, a question. Do you have any Mora on you?
Of course.
You forgot to bring money again? Zhongli.
By this point, I'd be more surprised if he remembered.
If I may interject, did I hear you say that these flowers are to be an offering to the Lord of Geo himself?
Yes, in a sense.
His corpse.
Gosh, well, why didn't you say so? I heard the awful news about what happened at this year's Rite of Dissension. It would be bad luck to say it out loud, but I've been worried about our dear Lord ever since. I'm worried that everything I've heard is true.
I have one hair in the back of my throat and I can't get it out.
Since these flowers will be used to glorify our Lord, they're free of charge. Just don't forget to pass on my regards.
Are you serious?
Why wouldn't I be? I would be nobody if not for Rex Lapis.
I keep wanting him to say Rex Lupus. I know lapis is a word for a type of stone or gem, but I keep Rex is just associated with dogs for me, so I want him to say Rex Lupus.
If he hadn't written those poems in praise of my wares, they'd only be worth a fraction of what I can sell them for today.
So you're admitting that you're hiking up the prices for perceived value, not actual value. Cool.
Huh. So much folklore here revolves around Liyue's deity making cameo appearances in support of local businesses.
Thank you, boss. I think I speak for all of us when I say that your generosity has saved our skins.
Our skins? You were the one who forgot to bring money.
Please, it's the least I could do.
Yeah, because the origin word has the meaning of reigning king. You mean Rex? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess. It's just like, when you hear Rex I for some reason my mind goes Lupus. Maybe it's Harry Potter in me. Professor Lupus. Which is like a very on the nose saying he's a werewolf. Yeah, Stone King. That's a good point. But like, but lapis is like a very particular stone. It's like a turquoise blue, ocean blue kind of stone. It's not. It's weird that he's only the king of that type of stone, not Rex Geo or Rex Geo. I don't know what else, but.
So, now that we've got the flowers, how do we make the perfume?
That's what it's from. Iron-Blooded Orphans again. Yes, Barbados Lupus Rex. That's why I want to hear Lupus every time he said it, because it's Wolf King. And this game even makes mention of Barbados. In Iron-Blooded Orphans is Barbatos, but yeah, that's why. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know. I don't know the cultural history behind Lapis, but I know it's very significant in JRPGs. So maybe it has an Eastern Asian culture role thing behind them. There's a lot of that stuff in this game. Interesting. I will say I've only heard of the gem Lapis Lazuli in reference to JRPGs. Is a spiritual stone symbolizing truth and friendship. Interesting. Maybe it has some cultural heritage with East Asia. Lapis Lazuli, yeah. So it's weird to hear Lapis by itself. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. It is from Iron-Blooded Orphans, where I want to hear Rex Lupus. Or Lupus Rex. Barbados Lupus Rex. Barbatos.
Ideally with the help of an expert. Unfortunately, none of my acquaintances have personal experience in the art of decoction.
Dabbled in a lost vault of useless knowledge. That's not useless. It has given me much use today.
Talk about first world problems.
Hence, I need you to help by asking around in the city. Try the common folk, especially women.
Why women?
So this time we get to go around town looking for nice-smelling ladies to talk to? Paimon likes this job.
I will wait for you near the statue of the Seven. Meet me there when the perfume is ready.
Other meaning of lapis lazuli is truth and wisdom, which is likely what they're aiming for with that title. Oh, okay. That makes sense, though not the direct translation from the Latin. Does lapis mean truth? I don't know enough about Latin to know if that's a direct translation or not.
Maybe we can find some good candidates at the Adventurers Guild. Let's ask Lan. She's master of the Liyue branch, right?
Seek Lan's advice. Is she over here? Veritas is truth. Yeah, I knew that sounded weird. Thank you. It's more of the symbolism of what lapis is. Okay. Good to know. Mihoyo put a lot of thought into some of the character names.
For a favor.
I stopped accepting commissions a long time ago. Sorry, you two, but you'll just have to ask another adventurer.
Oh, it's not that kind of favor. It's just a teeny tiny thing.
Well, names, titles, etc., especially in the lore. There's a lot of lore to be found in this game. Yeah, I've started this series with like readings of each book I found. But I realized, like, oh, that's way too much reading for a stream. Do you know how to make perfume?
Wow. Just wow. Do I look like the kind of girl who wears perfume to you? I think you're underestimating the kind of person I am.
Or overestimating? You don't... That's a judgment call for people who wear perfume.
Well, Paimon thinks you smell amazing. So come on, Lan. What's your secret if not perfume?
Thanks for following, Kalimimamnan. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, it could be something I want to pass through the time. Just read the lore. I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Rev, can you make sure that's not a bot? Because I don't see any other viewers other than you. I'm curious how much some of the lore will come into play as the game progresses. It'd be cool. It is. Oh, man. Bummer. Alright. Good boy, Sam. Follow bot. Alright. Thanks, Rev. I really do appreciate it, even though it does bum me out. I like to think I'm making some sort of progress when new people follow me. But a lot of times it's bots. There's a lot of time lately. I feel like Rev, can I get real with you for a second about like streaming and stuff? I know it can be disheartening, but some words of wisdom from another friend that streams. Do it because you're having fun with it. It's just about the followers that will come with time. Can I get real with you? Stream for 2 years before you had 10 follows. Then I guess I shouldn't complain. It's just it's been almost 2 years, a year and a half and some change. And I have some great people like you and Koji and some other like a lot of people in the Discord. Yeah, enjoy and have fun playing. Yeah. It just makes you wonder after a certain point, like, is it you? Is it the vibe you're putting out? Is it not good for the general public. You know? I try to have fun. I try to... It's hard not to wonder if it's you. Just like me as a presenter. Is this working? I don't have a semblance of that. I don't have... It's working for some people, very much so. And I appreciate them, and I love them. Especially you, Rev. It's just... Because to be simple, there's a lot of other streamers that can only watch so much. Could just be RNG of people trying to pick who to watch. Yeah, it could be. But like... How long should I keep doing this before I throw in the towel? You know? Should I keep doing this indefinitely? Because I can. But I don't know how I would feel if I did this indefinitely and at the core reason people aren't here is because of me. Yeah, it is competitive, and sorry, I'm at the weepy type of drunk now. No, I shouldn't discount this. I feel horrible. Sometimes I feel horrible while streaming. And I try to put on a good face. But I just have to wonder if it's me. I appreciate that, Rev. Thank you. It's entirely up to you. I say as long as you're enjoying streaming and having fun playing games, to keep it going. I try so hard, and I put my heart and soul into this. And it seems like all I get are bots. Or people who are just here for one game and not here for the next. I don't... Like, it always feels like the game is more important than I am. Which is... I know that's egotistical to say. I know that people aren't here just for me. That's egotistical. As everyone, sick people just don't enjoy some games. Yeah. Yeah. I should be happy for what I have. important part of those is really just having fun, though. I'm sorry that you have to console me. It's stupid. I know it's stupid. I shouldn't put this on stream. It's just backbreaking sometimes. I don't know. I think at the heart, I just wish that more people would like me for me and not what games I play. But that's asking too much. We all have our down moments, yeah. I hope, though, the streamers have their down moments, or else I just... It's hard. It's just hard. Even though it's relatively easy, I'm sitting in a chair playing a game. Yeah, I shouldn't take it personally. Games are different. You're not gonna have the same tastes in games as your favorite streamer. Yeah, that makes sense. It just seems like every game lately has garnered these few people that are just flash in the pans. And no offense to anybody that's been watching me with Genshin Impact, but like I saw it with Persona, I saw it with Outlast, I saw it with Scarlet Nexus. It's just lately it's been really hard to build a following, which may be, is that asking too much? That would be asking too much. I just want to be more than the games that I play. I want to have some lasting impact on these people's lives. Is that egotistical? Is that bad? Yeah, that's true. I was playing tactics and you stuck around. Thank you. But you stuck around. I'm not realizing it lately. I guess I'm just driven by the idea that you always need to be growing, you always need to be moving, and you always need to be topping what you did last time, but it's just not the truth. Some games do better than others, and you're on your game. Not game as a video game, but you're on your vibe sometimes more than others. Excuse me. Yeah, with some knowledge. Hit me with some knowledge. That'd be great. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Sorry you have to see me like this. I'm sorry. This is not what you came here to see. This is not... But then with the 3 years before you start seeing insignificant growth, and honestly, the ultimate the guy is a streamer. Only reason it happened was just a chain reaction of the game you played that pulled people into the second round like I did with you. So I just gotta keep going. Just keep striving onwards, hoping that the next game is the one to catch their attention. Yeah. It's been lately, it's been in the last few months, it's just been really happening more and more. People are here for the game and they're not here for me, and I just don't know if I lost something or if I am not bringing something to the table that people need. We're up in that one game. Okay. I'll just keep. I'll just keep playing the games I want to play. You're just having fun doing goofy stuff on Dark Souls and people enjoy it there. Yeah. I get you. Thanks, Raph. Being his role in throwing him off a ledge should help a little. Yeah. You never know when lightning is going to strike, which is both heartening and disheartening. I'm okay. I'm sorry. I was at a low point. Alright. Sorry, Rev. Displacing Genshin Impact.
Now that you mention it, yes, there is something. What is that scent? Oh, it must be from the Qingxin flowers I picked on the way back. I forgot I still had them with me.
Thanks, Rev.
Aha! The truth is out. Lan's got a soft spot for wildflowers.
No, they were for medicinal use only. Anyway, this is a pointless conversation. If you want to know about perfume, try talking to Qi Ming.
About the lower characters I haven't gotten to play with much. That'd be fun. I'd be into that. If you want to know about perfume, try talking to Qi Ming.
The fortune teller, right? Paimon remembers she smells pretty good. Thanks, Lan.
Okay.
See you around.
Thanks, Rev. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here tonight. Oh, really? Yeah, the bosses would be a lot of help. I gotta get over some stuff. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to be very fun for the rest of the night. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you, Rev. Shout out to my patron, Koji Likes Beer, and to all of my subs and followers. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully. Okay. Good night, Rev. Good night, guys.